Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, MM2K. Let me make sure I mute that because I don't go loud. And there we go. All right, good. Excuse me. I am back with another episode of Stadia Live Session for November 9th, 2020. I want to thank everybody for watching, everybody for joining. If you could do me a huge favor, oh, come on. Tweet this out. Let everybody know that we're live. We are live. I'm gonna put this. We are live. We are live. Oh, come on. Had a whole bunch of crazy issues today, man, and hence why I had no earlier content. This might be my only content for today, and my content tomorrow might be somewhat limited. You guys have known they're building houses around me. They're building a condo next to me, and they're actually restoring a house on the other side of me. And then two houses up, they built a house. Lady moved in. She's getting all this work done. Her workers stay because there's no outlet where I'm at. So her workers stay blocking the road and blocking us in. So it's like an everyday struggle to deal with that. And then we had a water tank that went out. So I had the guy come in as soon as we could get him in here. And he can't get down the street with the water tank. And the workers want to argue with me. It's just, and then that's what's going on to the right of me. To the left of me, they bursted the water pipe again. They bursted it a few weeks ago. They bursted the water pipe again, working on the condo. So we had no water. So they had to bring the water company out here. And even the water guy, he's coming down the street. We were laughing because he's like, God damn it. This is the fifth time I've been out here. I don't know who these people are that they hired. I've talked to the owner of this property. I literally had like a coming to Jesus moment, one similar that I'm about to have today. That's I'm in the mood, so I might as well, continue on. But I literally had a coming to Jesus moment with him, and I said, "Hey, man, I don't know if this is your first property or whatever, closed area. Let's work together. Where's your business?" I asked this guy for his business card a couple of times. He wouldn't give it to me, so I just started calling utility companies, authorities, whatever I got to do. It's like I'm surrounded by the worst people to be working. And then the one guy tried to tow one of our vehicles because he wanted to put a dump truck. It was in front of our house. He wanted to put a dump truck for his stuff in front of our house. Tried to tow one of our vehicles. And so then in response, I said, "Oh, okay, two can play." I was the crazy neighbor. I said, "Two could play that game." So there's a couple of violations that I noticed around the house, while they're building it. So I called it in. And come to find out, they didn't even have a license to build. They didn't even have a license to build, y'all. So this is the crazy stuff that I'm dealing with right now. If you can bear with me, as you can see, I'm not in of the most pleasant of moods, but we're still going to make this a great show. Just bear with me. I'm going to shout y'all out in a little bit, but I also want to drop this in the Discord. You know how we do every episode. Let people know that we are live. And what you're seeing on the screen, of course, is Far Cry 5. My favorite game of the generation and soon to be my most played, content on Stadia. This year, I think just in these few months alone, what was I going to say? I think in these, that was not supposed to work like that. In these few months alone, for the rest of the year, I believe that Far Cry 5 is going to be my most played game on Stadia. It's going to surpass, what do you call that game? Division 2. Division 2's clearly was my most played game on the platform, but those honors are going to go to Far Cry 5. Easy. Even with 2 months left, with a month and a half, really, I'm going to destroy this game on Stadia, and I love it. And then we got Valhalla coming out tomorrow. We're going to talk about that too. Like, what should you guys do? Because what's the name supposed to be around the corner? Ubisoft Plus. We're also going to talk about Family Share. We didn't get a chance to talk about that on SML. That was our bad. Things kind of went left a little bit. We'll talk about that. Hold on. One more place I want to put this. One more place I want to put is Okay, we good. Now we can get out of Discord. All right, and again, do us a favor. Hit that hunchback. Hit that hunchback arrow below. I said, I want to go to Facebook. Can I do this maybe? Hit that hunchback arrow below so we can help notify the community of what's going on. But if they don't catch this live, that's all right. That is okay. Because I think that I'm going to make enough noise today to where people may say, "Did you hear what MM2K has to say?" It's like I've never seen that side of him. Oh my gosh. we're gonna block him more, but it has to be said, man. Before we get started, let me shout out everybody in the chat. Shout out to the homie Stadia Pro Gaming. He says, "Embrace the father." Ray Sherrod, he says, "Yes, yes to the Seed family." Wilson in the house. We got Callie Burkilla. What's going on, homie? What's going on? Good to see you in here. The homie Cold Blood Sensei. Hell Monkey. Hey, yo, Hell Monkey, we can ignore that bum. It's a sock account. Somebody's sock account, trust me. See, me being in this game long enough, Hell Monkey, I know sock accounts. That's somebody's sock accounts. You know what I'm saying? And they're not brave enough to say what they have to say out front, so they go open one of those. And I got an idea whose sock account that is too. JD in the house. Charles Aran, what's going on, my good friend? And yes, all right, cool. I think we're in a good place. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Y'all can see me restarting Far Cry 5 over again. Because I will say, I'll be honest. It's not all cap here. You know what I'm saying? I was a little, I was a little disappointed that Far Cry 5 was 30 frames per second across the board, but I love the game so much. 15 frames per second would still be fantastic for this game. This is just one of the most. I mean, even though I think it done very well for Ubisoft, I still don't think it gets the accolade. It's not in the best game of the generation talks, and I think it deserves to be. I think it deserves to be. No, not the Linus tweet. Charles, there's some guy on Twitter. I muted him because he has an issue with us pointing out the lack of lag, quote unquote, because it's a video. But if you listen to the button inputs, if you watch a Digital Foundry video when they display lag, I guess it's a non-factor too. But it's a sock account. So we're just going to ignore the sock account. Stadia Rev is in the house. All right, I think we're in a good spot right now. We got 20 people watching. Do me a huge favor. Hopefully we got 20 likes as well. Please hit that like button. All right. Okay. So here's the thing, y'all. Here's what I want to talk about. Well, here's the three things we're going to cover. We're going to talk about this whole narrative about a divided community. And we're going to talk about where there actually is a problem at. We're going to talk about the family share bust, boom. Did I say bust? I meant boom. The boom in family share. Now, let me do this. Let me make this full screen too. Why isn't this full screen? This is how you make it full screen. Oh, I don't know what the hell I just did there. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to talk about what you guys are picking up, because some of you guys are going to be getting systems tomorrow. Some will be getting systems on Thursday. Thursday. Some will be getting systems both days. Some won't be getting anything. I want to talk about that. But with no further ado, let's get into this, man. Okay. So, excuse me. So much has been made recently about a divided community. And what's up, Stadia Crumpets in the house? What's up, man? And I'm not saying it's solely based off of this notion, but it's in large part based off a notion that is based off the fact that content creators within the Stadia community, prominent ones or prominent Stadia figures, no longer are receiving widespread support. We're starting to see some of those prominent figures, whether it be me or Storm or anybody else, we're no longer seeing the love broadly from the same entities that we used to see. And so therefore, because we're not seeing that same love, this fervor has been started that, there's something wrong with the community. And to me, that litmus right there is the problem. And I want to caution everybody that, first and foremost, I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm not trying to elevate myself over anybody when I say any of this. I'm not trying to make it seem like that I'm better. But I think I do have something due to my experience that maybe you guys should sit on your brains and think about again, because I think that this narrative is all wrong. I think it's all wrong. And we can't blame you, the community, the actual community, for this because it's our fault. And what do I mean by our? I mean us, the Stadia content creators. We've let our own agendas, our own egos, our own gripes lead you astray. Me included. And I'll get into how I inadvertently, or what, it doesn't matter, I was still negligent, how we were all involved in this and how we've done this. But before I get into that in detail, I just want to say this. The content creators don't determine the community. You do. The person on the other end of this that plays Stadia, that is passionate about this experience, right? And you want to see the experience grow, you make the community. Not just those of us that decided, hey, I want to get on the mic and I want to talk to a bunch of people about Stadia, or hey, I want to write about Stadia, or hey, I want to play Stadia games. We're just the people that were quote unquote bold enough to do this at a level to where we're on, social media, and we're visible there, whether it's via our true entities or avatars. but we don't control the community. You do. You control the community. Shout out to C-Pro. Good to see you, my good friend. Here's the facts about the community. You, the real community, have already spoken with your wallet. You have either left and said, you know what? And I beckon back to Donnie at PSVG. Shout out to them. Fantastic network. Check them out if you haven't. But I always look into him as a pillar reaction to this whole situation. He said, hold on. I thought that this was going to be XYZ. They're clearly on a different track from what I'm expecting as a gamer. I'm not going to say it's going to fail or it's going to prosper. I'm just going to let you know that for my test case and for other test cases like mine, it's not for me. It's not for us. Until it gets to that point, I'm going elsewhere. I'm exerting my energy elsewhere because it's not worth me exerting my energy and just sitting there beating the drum over the same stuff that they clearly aren't focused on. Whether it's they're not focused on it yet or they're not focused on it ever. I'm not going to continue to beat that drum because at some point in time, it's going to get tiring and you guys are going to be like, well, what are you here for? Right? You guys have either done what Donnie have done or you stay. You said, okay, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be, or maybe I didn't, maybe this wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but I'm okay with it. I still like it. I like it a lot. Or there's some issues? Yeah, there's some issues, but mainly I'm positive about this experience. Hence, I'm, part of this community that I want to see flourish and I want to see more from. I'm interested in it. I want to talk about it, engage in it. But for the most part, I'm positive about this experience. That's any community. I'm sorry, any community, the overwhelming majority, well, I don't want to, maybe overwhelming is too over the top, but the majority of what comes out of your mouth about said product or service or show, whatever the case may be, is positive. That's part of a community. Like, for instance, the community that I'm in is it used to be gated, but they went away from the gated, but it's secluded. Now, do I have issues now again with the community, especially now that they're building houses on the side of me? You know what I'm saying? And it's a mess. But overall, I love this community. I love it because we're close knit. It's quiet. It's separated from the muck. I can go just a lot of, I got my allergies, a lot of vegan, just overall. So when people ask me about the area that I live in, the majority of what I have to say and what I speak of is passionately positive about it. Or this community. And I understand that and I'm okay with that. Now, let's just say if I griped about this community all the time, over the vast majority of it was negative. I walked up and down the streets littering and stuff like that. And the neighbor's like, what the hell are you doing, M2K? I may be part of the community, but I'm not a good steward of the community. So if I'm not a good steward of the community, you, the listener, not me, the content creator, decides if I have any relevancy within the community. Now, you can buy and purchase a product or a service, and just because you're not relevant within the community doesn't take away your ability to say whatever you want about that. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But if you're looking for relevancy within the community, those are the normal things that happen. You don't go up and down the street littering and your vast majority of the stuff that you say is negative. No, it don't work like that. And the same applies here. So those that are mainly positive, whether they have an issue or two or not, they still overall are enthusiastic. That's the word I was looking for. Enthusiastic about this product, about this service. They're enjoying it, and they're looking at the promise of tomorrow. But here's the problem. And the problem comes back again to us content creators, and I'm throwing myself in there. We didn't do that. We didn't follow that mantra. We didn't say, hey, look, either we're with this thing or we're not. And just because you're with something doesn't mean you have nothing negative to say. And just because you're not with something doesn't mean that you don't have anything positive to say. But we'll focus on the prior. Just because you're with this doesn't mean that you don't have any gripes. Yeah, you can have a gripe and so, and happened to me in the Xbox community. I'll get to that. But see, people like Donnie, when the negativity started to override the positivity that he felt for the platform, he spoke with his wallet and he left. And that's fine. But here's the problem with us. And I don't want to put words in Donnie's mouth, but this is just me surmising here. Donnie has had a successful network before he even came to Stadia. PSVG been doing their thing for a while. He's talked about it in his interview with Chase. That's why I said check them out. They got some great content. And since then, I've been checking out their content. Great stuff. Patreon does well, a whole bunch of good stuff. They're a great model for a gaming network that's out here in the community. He could sit there and say, you know what? I was personally enthused, or a few of us were personally enthused about this, but we're not. We're moving on, and don't skip a beat. And it doesn't do anything to what PSVG is trying to do as a whole. But here's the problem. A lot of us, and we got to keep it real. We got to keep it jiggy. We got to keep it 100. A lot of us in the community didn't have the luxury that Donnie had. This was our first foray into heavy content creation like this. This was it. So despite Donnie doing something that is reasonably done by someone who is majority negative about the platform, he said, okay, well then, if I'm majority negative about something, I'm not, nothing against the community, but I'm not a proper fit for the community. I got to move elsewhere. A lot of us stayed. And we continued to hammer the platform. Now, before the hammering the platform stuff started, it was drowned out for the simple fact that we did have a common cause. Our common cause was we were sick of Yang Ye saying false stuff. We were sick of Paul Tassi. We were sick of Tom Warren. You know what I'm saying? Saying false stuff about the platform. And that's what overrode everything. So we were locked in arms, unified over something. The people from the outside talking negative about this, and they didn't even try the platform. We were unified on that front. But once that dust settled, and once more people were starting to feel like Donnie, they felt like Donnie, maybe should have done what Donnie did, but they just didn't want to let their standing in the community go. That's a problem with us, the content creators. Now, how do I fit into that? Because again, I didn't want to see content creators with a certain stigma to them. I wanted us to continue to be locked in arms and kumbaya, my Lord. I wanted us to continue to do that. Each of us holding the candles. Just hold on. Let's just weather the storm. We'll find another issue or item that we can all stand behind and be unified about. So as people came to me and said, MM2K, you say it all the time with the broadband bullies. The audio don't match the visuals. We got this sector of people and this sector and over here and this talking about the sky's falling, and time after time, every time they spell doom and gloom for Stadia, the complete opposite happens. And I took that as, and those people were coming to me and they were saying, MM2K, what do you think we should do? So what I would do is beckon back to them and say, hey, look, guys, turn the other cheek. This is just some temporary frustration. It's going to get better. We're going to weather the storm. Everything is going to be okay. And that was my fault, because I should have known better, because I've been doing this long enough. Everybody's entitled to like or dislike whatever they want. The thing is that you, the real community, there's a difference between community and content creators. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I know content creators that say they're part of a community, but only because it's lucrative for them. So just because you're a content creator for said product doesn't mean that you're necessarily part of the community. We've exposed plenty of people like that in the broadband bullies. We done had someone that went to bat, threatened people's lives over PlayStation, ain't never played a PlayStation game in their life. Doubt they even had the daggone console. I've seen it time after time, so I'm not pulling this out of my rear end. So again, we got to separate the community, again, those that whether they might have an issue or so here, there, whatever, and our issues are going to be different because we're different type of people. And it should be that way, diversity of thought. Overall, we're enthusiastic about the platform. We're positive and we're enthusiastic about the platform. And at least that's the, and we play on there. We're starting to run into a situation, though, that where quote unquote community members are no longer enthusiastic, hardly positive about the platform, and to top it all off, hardly play there. So, rightfully so, as the actual community, you have called them out. And MM2K had no place to tell y'all to turn the other cheek. Why? Because that's how communities organically work. Again, if I'm walking down my used to be fence community and I'm throwing wrappers on the ground and I'm like, oh, I'm sick of this construction happening on the left or the right and all this other stuff, someone's going to come out and check me. Yo, I get that you got XYZ issue going down there and the next, meeting that we're having, we're going to address it. But yo, don't be throwing your Snicker wrappers here. And your homie that threw that empty cart, the Newport's over there, tell him to pick it up. That's what a community does. They check things when things get over the top and things go wrong. And it was no place for me to sit there and tell y'all not to check people when they were going over the top. It's one thing to have a gripe, but when you talk in absolutes and say this gripe is going to lead to this, to whatever, and it happens time after time, you say that time and it never happens, you're going to get checked. That's the way communities work. So when we say that the community has a problem, I don't agree with that. The community is fine. It's organically working the way that a community is supposed to work. First, the community worked together to address the issues with Yong Ye, Paul Tassi, Tom Moore. They did what a community does. All right, there might be some truth to what you're saying, Paul, but you're going way over the top. Check, chin check, chin check. And now, for those within the community that really are disheartened by the product, and I'm not saying everybody that has an issue, I have issues, and I talk about them. We had a Stadia Live, my last Stadia Live session. I was like, I don't know, y'all. It was called Stadia. Hey, look, Stadia, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, are y'all starting to forego the 30 frames per second? I hope not. Lloyd came in there and talked some sense to your boy, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm not saying that everybody has to have the same gripe that I have in order for it to be legitimate. I'm not saying that. But don't tell me my eyes are lying to me. It's me. Who you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? As we say the Broadband Bullies. That's famously quoted in the Broadband Bullies. If I go to your thread and the majority of the stuff that you talk about when it comes to Stadia is negative or spells doom and gloom, or when you do speak positively about it, it's like, well, yeah, this is good. Yeah, they got this. It's like there's no one. If the enthusiasm is clearly gone from what you output, and sometimes it happens and you don't even realize it, it just happens subconsciously. If the enthusiasm about the platform is gone, but yet you still want to be seen as a pillar, whatever, regardless if you're just a pillar on Twitter, because my issue more recently was what was going on Twitter the last, I want to say, several days. Or wherever it may be that you interact in. You just don't want to leave because you love dealing with this community. You're going to get checked. You're going to get checked by the actual community. And as far as I'm concerned with, there's a problem with the community. Reason why I don't agree with that is because, again, those that maybe who are really way more pessimistic than they are optimistic of the platform, they've either already left or they're starting to transition to something else. Now, I'm not saying, now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everybody that's transitioning has an issue. Some people just realize, hey, look, the platform is just too small. So therefore, I can't, for the goals that I have as a content creator, I can't just focus on Stadia content. There's many examples like that out there. One, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to him because he reached to 1,000. One is Eddie Player One. Eddie Player One definitely has gripes about Stadia, has gripes about things that they do. But when you look at Eddie's content, he is still more optimistic. He has enthusiasm over what Stadia has to promote. And again, I'm not saying he's the only, he's a prime example. And I'm giving a special shout out to him because my brother just reached 1,000 followers. And that's why he's crossed the plateau of 1,000 followers, because the majority of his content is pro Stadia. It's positive about the platform. He speaks his mind. He don't hold his tongue. And he creates great content. And if you notice, everybody that does Stadia content, that is over 1,000 subscribers, that's how they all share that same dynamic. They all share that same attribute, the same attribute that my brother Eddie Player One has. And I'm all about success mimicking success. So if you're a content creator and you're looking to grow, I say the perfect balance, if you is and do it if it's in your heart too. Something if it's not in your heart, then don't do it. You just may fit in another lane, and that's okay. I went through that with Xbox. I'll get into that in a little bit. But Eddie Player One is a prime example of why the Stadia community overall will cleanse itself. And it's okay the way that it is right now. The actual community. You, not me. You are the actual community. And you will cleanse it. Just like when I was like, turn the other cheek, y'all just let it be. And y'all said, hell no, MM2K. You misunderstood what we were saying, bucko. We wanted you to let everybody else know that the storm was coming. And y'all trampled over me, and y'all went out there and y'all started checking people. That's what all communities do. The only thing that I would caution is, be stern with the facts. Go ahead and make sure that people that are bloviating or going over the top, make sure that you pull the information back in the right spot for the unsuspecting gamer. But don't get vulgar. Y'all ain't got to get crumb side with it. Don't you know what I'm saying? Do it with a level of respect. And your chin checking will help the unsuspecting gamer know who they should or shouldn't listen to. Period. I'll include myself in that. If I keep coming up with stuff and I'm off base, then I either need to change my perspective, or I can continue on and just do what I want to do, but understand that the growth of my content is going to be hamstrung. And if that's okay with me, then that's okay. But again, the success within the community will be based upon who? The community. You listening, not me. You're more important than I am. I'm just a mouthpiece. You are the heart of the community, and you will cleanse it correctly. I have no place telling you what to do. I can just give you my opinion, give you my thoughts based upon my experience, and move from there. But that's why I do not subscribe to this whole thing that the community has a problem. The community doesn't have a problem. Stadia content creators got a problem. Like I said, the cleansing is already what people have already left, or they realize, you know what? I got to encompass some more things because Stadia is not doing it for me. I'm not as enthusiastic for it as much as I am, as much as I was. I thought I was going to get something different. I still like the platform, but I'm not as enthusiastic as I am for it. My enthusiasm level is real low. So I can't really say that I'm a staple within the community if my enthusiasm for it is low. If my enthusiasm is 20 times somewhere else, then I'm more fit in that community. But any community, whether it be fans of The Walking Dead, Hell and Fire, Hellfire Night, whatever. What's that show that used to come on HBO based off the book? Hellfire Nights, whatever it is. Game of Thrones. Any community that you're in, the majority of the people overall of the product or the service are enthusiastic / positive about it. If you go to these people's threads or you listen to their level of enthusiasm, and if it sounds like that, if it sounds like a real low level of the Charlie Brown teacher, then you got your answer. And you don't need me telling you that. The community already realizes that, hence why they're doing what they're doing. Even though despite I was telling them to turn the other cheek. And y'all know what I'm talking about, because I see a lot of y'all in the chat that was DMing me, that still DM me, and still, hey, yo, MM2, and I would just, I'd be like, yo, let's just relax, Y'all ain't got to listen to me. And y'all have it. And I applaud y'all for it, because y'all work in the way that a community should. And it is what it is. Now, those are my thoughts about it. On the community. Community is just fine. Here's the problem. Us, the content creators. A lot of you see us content creators, and we're not together like how we used to be. You know what I'm saying? We're not working together in tandem the way that we used to be. And, at the crux of it, without going into too much, really any details specifically, I'm not going to point on anybody specifically. This is something symptomatic of the whole content creator community, me included. Again, the problem is with us, not the actual community. Our focus is off. We no longer have a common goal that unifies us. The common goal that used to be there was we want people to be told the truth about Stadia. So with that being said, the most pessimistic person at the time that may still have overtly been, positive about it, and the most positive, optimistic person at the time, we were unadulterated with outside entities talking falsely about Stadia. So regardless of what side of the pendulum that we stood on, we could all unify about that, because every other day there was some lame brain out there saying something about Stadia that was way off base. And now that isn't a problem, our individuality is starting to shine more, which it isn't a problem, but based off of that individuality, we still don't know how to work together. We're a young group of content creators for one, but I'm gonna be on. There's a lot of egoism. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of egoism. I just made that up, and a lot of agendas out there. I mean, and this is the reason why I look at it this way. I came into this community showing love to everybody. I had to tell a content creator that had an issue with the content creation community, hey, look, I love everybody, man. I ain't got no problem. I'm not saying you right or you wrong. I just ain't got no problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I operated. I'd retweet everything from everybody. New people, familiar faces, all that stuff. You didn't have to retweet me back. I showed everybody love. And it even came to a point to where I said, look, I see the things that are happening in the crumb side community where there's a lot of vitriol, there's a lot of mean stuff going on. I mean, it's really not for the faint of heart. But at the end of the day, people that are saying some of the most vile stuff to each other, some of the people that have a reason, if there should be one, to have these big egos. Some of the biggest podcasters on YouTube making bank. I mean, we've had arguments where people pulled out their YouTube receipts and showed that they making bank in these DMs. They're talking to executives from Xbox and PlayStation. They got them on their shows. They got a reason to have an ego. We can operate uniform in a uniform fashion in a DM, despite our big differences. And I'm talking about people that are for Xbox, PlayStation, PC. We might even have a few Nintendo people in there, all types of stuff. So I said to myself, I said, dang, if we can get that type of uniformity where we're spreading information, helping each other's content grow, helping everybody grow. Oh, yo, this just came off the wire. Boom, boom, boom. And we all just, and I was always the first one, because I work from home. I was always the first one that would chop up a video. So the thing that they would call me, it's a running joke. They call me Ambulance Mars, Ambulance Chasing Mars. The reason why they call me that is because, you know, when the lawyers hear somebody, something big happen, they run and they chasing the ambulance. That's what they call me in the DM, Ambulance Chasing Mars. It was a running joke, and we laugh and joke about it. And I put the little ambulance emojis up there, and I chop up the story. And I find something, yo, new story, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? We was all helping each other grow. I said, if we can do that in the PlayStation, Xbox, where you have some of the most vitriolic stuff being said, I said, I know we can do it in the Stadia community. I know we can do it. Here, let me start up a DM here. Started up the DM. Threw it out to the content creators. And everything was good and dandy until differences of opinion started to pop up. And once you started having differences of opinions, you started having people leaving left and right. Boom, boom. I don't agree. Well, I don't agree with this. I don't agree. I'm gone. Left and right. I said, what? And these is minor things. I mean, you got people in this other DM saying some of the most craziest stuff. But because you don't agree with me, I got to leave. I won't be here. Who does that in my mind? But it happens in this community. I'm sorry. I got it, and I'm not going to call names, but I got to call it out because, again, we're going to keep everything a buck. It's not you, the people that are checking some of the off the wall in the weed stuff. It's us, the content creators. We got agendas, we got egos, whatever the case may be. We're a bunch of people that are known for vitriol. Consider the DM, go at each other's throats. They're doing it right now, especially because of the consoles are launching. But at the same time, somebody can hop in with the pizza. Here goes a slice for you. Here goes a slice for you. Here goes a slice for you. And we that are supposed to have a common goal for one platform, one single platform can't do it. But we want to blame you out there. Oh, hell no, we won't go. That's a damn lie. The problem is with us. So the thing is that again, our focus is no longer unified. Tried the DM. And just over slight differences. Either somebody got out of pocket. People either was getting out of pocket, getting real vitriolic, and their responses getting real sharp. Or people just, I don't like the fact that you disagree with me. I'm going. I'm out of here. What? So that and then you around the same time you started to see less and less people being in a rotation of podcasts. Remember at the beginning of this? We used to see people on every single podcast had the same people on it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with switching up and say, okay, now we got to make a stake and make a claim, but you don't see people, reaching out or accepting offers anymore because maybe you got called out on something and you feeling a certain type of way about that. Let me tell you something, man. Two of my biggest bros in this whole thing that I catch a bullet for, my homie Post Up and my homie Neethles used to co-host with me a show that I did on Twitch called NRO Podcast. I catch a bullet for them brothers. I don't agree with them on nothing. We call each other out on Twitter every day. Neethles just called me out last week, called him back out. He said, boss, well, what about Call of Duty? He said, well, is Call of Duty coming to Stadium? And then we laugh about it. Hey, yo, so what we doing, this, that, or the other? There is no ego there. And these people should have egos. They playing big bank, take little bank. Look, I made 100,000 to 200,000. Let me shut up. And this little community here, we can't take a difference of opinion without everything falling to pieces. This is why I sound the way that I sound right now. I've been doing this for 3 years, and a bunch of vitriolic-minded, crazy people can get along and help each other grow. And we can't hear, and we all have a common goal, which is this platform. Does that sound like a problem? Y'all let me know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm crazy. You let me know in the chat. If you think it sounds like it's a problem with the community as a whole, put a 1 in there. But if what I'm saying sounds like a problem with the content creators, put a 2. And I'm not blaming every content creator. There's some that weren't, and I'm not saying that every single content creator we reached out to and put them in a DM. But the DM, and there's some that have remained. But the DM is a ghost town. And it was created for all of us who have a common goal, whether you have some issues or a little bit of issues or no issues, to all work together and try to help each other out. Because they're doing it on that side and they're hella fast successful with it. Now, thank God that this is not systemic everywhere. Again, like I said, not every single content creator within the community has this level of sensitivity to them or isn't village-minded. Because shout out to my homies at Stadia Source for Stadia Super Saturday, and it's also being co-sponsored by Cloudy with Games. Shout out to them. But believe you me, the problem is not the Stadia community. It's not you. It's us. So for those of y'all that are here that don't like the dynamics of the Stadia community, content creators, if y'all don't like seeing the Stadia content creators so divided now, you got to understand. It's personalities. It is what it is. Some people take things to heart. So therefore they get a certain way. Some people, it don't bother them. Some people will leave. Some people will stay. It's all going to be organic. My mentor, Next Gen 720, created, and I'm not making this up, he created the Xbox community. BGST, he's the founder of BGST. That's my mentor, Next Gen 720. He created the Xbox community on YouTube. At the beginning of this generation, when everybody was all about PlayStation, he said, to hell with it. I'm going to create content about Xbox. I'm just going to buck the norm. And then BGST was created, one of the most successful podcasts here on YouTube. And the rest is history. But even with them, they broke apart. They fell apart. So things are going to change. But he created this Xbox community, and even the Xbox community threw him out. And they threw him out because now this is somebody that even though he was negative about the Xbox exclusives, the Sea of Thieves and all that stuff, when you hear somebody talk about Phantom Dust with the original assets that came from Next Gen, chasing a black pig on Sea of Thieves, I want to deal with that trash. That comes from Z. But Z still plays 99.9% of his games on Xbox. He held tournaments. He co-sponsored tournaments with my homie, the Legal Gamer, and giving away thousands of dollars. The Xbox community still cleansed them and threw them out because they didn't like the fact that he was negative about their exclusives. They didn't like the fact that I was negative about their placement and the direction they were moving into. They kicked me out. Well, I left. And while I was leaving with my backpack on, they kicked me in the back and I fell down the steps and all my stuff fell out my bag. But it is what it is. But it's the community acting organically. And all I could do is just sit back and watch. And then when the certain revelations that came out, I just look back and I say, I told you so. Everybody grumbling about this launch. Oh, man, the launch, man. I told you so. You should have been. But that's all you can do. The community is going to be the community. We are not bigger than what the desire of the community collective is. We can speak our piece. We can be honest and transparent and say, hey, look, because of XYZ, I just don't feel connected anymore. But we can't blame them for organically doing what they're doing. And this is what they're doing. Overall, the community is passionate and enthusiastic about Stadia. If you're going to display something of the opposite, you better have your receipts. Especially if it sounds like doom or gloom. It sounds like this is going to happen to Stadia. It sounds like this is going. You better have your receipts, and they're going to check you. That's the way that the community has organically formed itself. So it is what it is. And I'm nobody special. None of us as content creators are nobody special to tell people how to be how they want to be. Now, with that said, I go back to us content creators. If we content creators really have an issue with how things are shaking out with us, understand it's personalities. And personalities are going to be the way that they are. There's nothing we can do about it. All you can do, we kind of had like a false crutch where we thought we were unified on something with Stadia, but we really weren't. Because after that superficial thing went away, people lying about Stadia. Well, people still are lying about it. But as long as it wasn't as such a pandemic as it was prior, now our individual agendas and egos and stuff like that are starting to shine. Now we don't want to work with each other like we used to anymore. Some people are taking stuff personally. I don't take any of this personally. Like I said, watch our Broadband Bullies content and how we get down with Broadband Bullies. I take none of this personally, but some people do. But that's the thing. It's personalities. And you can't change nobody's personality. It is what it is. So the only thing you can do, if you're a content creator that's concerned about this, is find like-minded individuals. And when I say like-minded, I don't mean they got to agree with everything that you agree with, but I mean as far as having common goals. Like, what is our common goal when it comes to this platform and how we want to promote it? Our common goal is, it ain't necessarily we got to be positive or negative, but our common goal is we want to make sure that everything is rooted in facts. So whether your issues are A, B, and C, and my issues are X, Y, Z, as long as we make sure we tether everything to the facts, let's work together and let's help each other build and help each other grow. That's the only choice that you have. Because the personalities are the way that they are. And first and foremost, we gotta stop taking offense to differentiating points of view. We gotta stop taking so much offense to it. I'm sorry, people may not like that, but it is what it is. This is video games. Video games. I was never one to determine who my friends were because they liked or they didn't like the same box that I liked. That's crazy to me. So if somebody has a differentiating viewpoint and you feel like you got to check them, check. That's why I say I never go after the person. I go after the verbiage that was said. If somebody says something I feel is out of pocket, or if I feel like something is brewing and it is going left, like how on SML this past weekend, when everybody was starting to get in an uproar about this Ubisoft Plus thing, I was like, whoa, we already covered this on TSI. And I covered several videos on this. I don't know who else covered it, but it's already covered. Some people may not have been aware of it, but let's not create this hysteria like this is something that just fell out of the sky. This was known a while ago. I didn't call anybody out. I didn't say, curse anybody out or say they should be thrown in a volcano. I went after the notion and we moved on. But every little thing that somebody says doesn't require a response. Doesn't require a response. And if to help you in that narrative, if you know somebody is completely way off in their thinking about something than you are, then why are you listening to them? Why are you listening to them? I mean, if you're in an observation mind state and you just want to hear all sides of something and you want to just be involved in a robust discussion, that's fine. But if you know certain words or certain opinions throw you off, then why are you listening to those opinions? I don't get that. It's crazy to me. Just don't listen to them. I've had to mute people in this community. I did. I don't say nothing negative about them. I just had to mute them. You all in the weeds, man. It's just a waste of my time because it's going to prompt me to respond, and you gonna come with some more bibble babble, and I'm just done with it. Let those that want to engage in those well-rounded discussions, let them do it. But I get it. Some people aren't there for that. They want to praise their platform, whatever, hold their console, and that's fine. That's okay. You're not going to have a mass exodus of this group trying to block this group. It hasn't happened with Xbox and the PlayStation community with all that vitriol that happens there. It's not going to happen here. Because I think the vast majority of people want to hear different opinions. They want to get a pulse of what's going on. But if you're one of those people that get so riled up about a differentiating opinion, then don't listen to it. Secondly, if you do get called out, so what? It's social media. Before y'all start talking in absolutes about stuff that is opinion, make sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. That's just the way social media works. And if someone chin checks you for you not doing that, just take it on the chin. You know what? I got to do better. Be a better facilitator of information, content creator, writer, whatever you are. Just do better. Don't play victim. Just do better. Don't make an excuse. Just do better. That's just the way that it works. And I think what has happened, y'all, is in the short lifespan of this community, we were so used to getting so much attention from Google, that our heads got a little bit big. And we thought we could change the dynamic of things that we have no business trying to change the dynamic of. Things are going to be what they're going to be. Content creators. If our message is on key or if it's sticking, then you'll see the numbers grow. If it's not, you'll see them decline or you'll see them slow. But that's not the community's fault. You're the content creator. You just got to either create content that the people want or be content with the content that you're creating. And if you truly are concerned with the unification aspects of this community, understand there are personalities that reach different regions. This is my first time talking about it. I've had issues behind the scenes, but this is my first time talking about it at any level, because now we're starting to blame the people that shouldn't be blamed. And I don't like that. This issue is on us, the content creators. And if you got an issue, if you don't feel like you're being accepted, then that may be a reflection on you. Am I being cordial? Am I representing myself in a cordial way where it would be appealing to work with me? Because don't nobody owe you nothing. When I came on the scene, my first 10 videos, guess how many views I got? I got about 7 of them. I'm a known broadband bully. I've been covering PlayStation and Xbox content for the last 3 years. My broadband bully brothers was laughing at me. They said, Mars, you should, maybe you should, maybe you should be over there just, give Stadia a year. And I said, no, I just went to my data, went to my tracking and just tried harder. Don't nobody owe you nothing. Stop acting like that. And I fought until I hit pay dirt. Then once I hit pay dirt, I just grew from, continued to work on that and build and build and build. I get we're a young community. I get it. And I get a lot of the stuff that I'm saying just sounds like it's mean and it's toxic or it's hate or he's trying to start stuff. No. I'm trying to give y'all the God degree that I've learned for the last 3 years that has helped me out. And before I may have done it in a nicer tone, but today my tone ain't so nice. And it ain't so nice because we're trying to blur the lines. We're trying to blame the community for our misgivings. No, we just got to do better. Again, when I first started my videos and I had my 7 viewers, nobody was tripping over themselves to come and do anything with me. At first. It wasn't until I made waves with Paul Tassi and Tom Warren, and then when I came out with the xCloud video, then cats was like, "Oh, okay, all right." I mean, they knew who I was. Oh, I like that guy. He's full of energy. I like him. But my phone wasn't ringing off the hook. It is what it is. You just got to work. And sometimes you got to sacrifice. I made a lot of sacrifice. Helping people out. I could have just been selfish and focused on myself and be like, look, I just want to get my super chats active. I could have been like that. No, I've slowed down my own content to help other people, to extend the olive branch, to build that network. To help other people out. Are you doing that? Before you got your hand out, what are you doing that? Who are you retweeting? Who are you, being cordial with? Who are you trying to help out and promote their content consistently, whether you get something or not? If you're not doing that, then it's a reflection on you and you need to reevaluate. But what you're not going to do is blame the innocent community that's just doing what they're supposed to do. They cleansing with facts. They're making sure that people dotted their I's and crossed their T's. And that's it. And they're enjoying the platform. And I'm going to let you know one thing about myself. See, I can't speak for everybody. Just like the homie Storm said, hey, look, Storm is the people's champ. He made that very clear on Saturday. I'm the people's champ. The people want me to speak up. I'm going to speak up. And that's fine. Me, on the other hand, which again, that's the great dynamic about both of us. We ain't got to be carbon copies and clones of each other. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to speak up for the people, but I'm going to speak up for the people and explain to them why this platform is so great. I'm not going to focus on every little thing that somebody got to say unless it creates a lot of hysteria like it did Saturday morning. And if it creates some hysteria, I'm not going to point out the person. I'm just going to point out the hysteria, bring out the receipts, and then move on. Because at the end of the day, we got too many damn games to play, y'all. Ubisoft Plus is around the corner. New consoles are coming out. I ain't got time to be having no video game beef. Come on, man. I ain't got no time to be having no video game beef. I'm trying to get my water tank filled in. I'm trying to get the next door neighbors to stop hitting our gas line and our water pipeline. I ain't got no time for no video game beef. So in closing of this subject matter, and I know I've gone on over an hour about it nonstop, nothing wrong with the community. It's us, the content creators, that despite elsewhere, people have more varying issues and more divisive issues, and they address them in a more divisive way. They can still tuck their eels away, come back with the slice of pizza and hand it out to everybody. That's not an attribute. I'm not pointing out one person. I'm just letting you know at the core of this content creation community, that's not an attribute right now. Hopefully we'll get there, but if not, it is what it is. Grab the bull by the horns and start making something of your own. Because personalities are going to be personalities and people are going to be people. But again, what we're not going to do, and I'm going to close out with this, what we're not going to do is blame the innocent for the problem that's on us. And I say me included, the problem that's on us. Our heads got big and we thought we were more powerful than what we actually were. And now we're getting a dose of reality. So with that said, I'm now going to turn to my chat. Shout out to the homie. Stadia Priest said, yo, Dark Bite Prime, what's going on? Shout out to the homie 8 Glitch in the house. What's up, 8 Glitch? Good to see you. Oh, excuse me. And the homie Stadia Pro Gaming. Did you see Stadia load times running faster than the PlayStation 5? Yes, I did. And again, that's the value that you're getting with the console. I mean, with the platform, that is absolutely excellent. And they haven't even upgraded to Gen 2.0 yet, Devin. That's awesome. Says, I missed the console wars. It's a platform now. Same, and simply satire says it's just video. Thank you, 8 Glitch. Yes. Yeah. I'm 59 years old. I've been tame my whole life. Life is too short. I'm not going to second guess my creative chain of thought. Thank you, 8 Glitch. You get the hip hop quotables of the day. Let's see here. I think the community live AF. Thank you, Derek Blade. Yes, I love y'all. Y'all are lit, man. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Y'all doing y'all thing. The problem is with us. As someone that's been doing this for 3 years, I can tell you the problem is with us. The homie, Eddie Player One said, damn, was listening on 1.7 to catch up live. The most sounded so slow. And shout out to Eddie Player One. Everybody give my brother Eddie Player One a congratulations in the chat for reaching 1,000. This is what I'm telling you. Me and Eddie don't agree on everything. We don't. Eddie will tell you we don't agree on. Hey, watch SSC. Eddie will be like, hold on, Moss. Hold on, MM. Hold on. I'll be like, oh shit, okay, Eddie. Get my juices pumping though. Hold on, Eddie. And then a lot of times, more often than not, I'd be like, yeah, Eddie, you're right. Hold on, him. Hold on. He come with the God degree. But he's overall, he's enthusiastic more than he is pessimistic about the platform. He has certain issues that I do have with the platform. He has certain issues that I don't have with the platform. But again, it's a balance of an atypical community member, someone who is enthusiastic about the platform more than they are pessimistic. Hence why he's been so successful. And my brother hit 1,000 viewers. Was that yesterday, Eddie? That's what I'm talking about. So shout out to Eddie Player One. I don't know if he's still here. Stadia Universes, Next Gen 720. I was there when he first started his very first. Hey, look, funny story, y'all. Next Gen 720 was rocking videos. Now, I just came to the scene on 2017. I didn't even know this community existed. I came on the scene 2017. Crispy and clean. I got bars. And Next Gen 720 said, Nethos. My bro Nethos. That's like I'll catch a bullet for Nethos. My bro Nethos said, man, when Z started, I was in high school. I said, wow, for reason, yeah, Z, when Z first started, he said, man, he used to get so much flack for being an Xbox guy, and he stood firm. And a lot of the people that he was battling against or with, most of them are gone. This is a whole new crew, so things change as things stay the same. Stadia Universes, I'm about my games and making content. All that other mess I keep. Yes, Stadia Universe. Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm done with it, man. I'm done with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm done with it. Yes, if you say something out of keister, because you might create a false sense of hysteria for the community, I'm gonna call it out. Ain't gonna be no disrespect to you. I'm gonna call it out though. You just gotta dot your I's and cross your T's. That's it. Ain't nothing personal. Like I said, me, Nethos, and Poe, we go at it all the time. Vulgar, vulgar and attacking. Don't nobody that trash behind Stadia. They go at it hard. But we just got, I think we just got too many egos here, man. We do. I got to call it out. We got too many egos. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've said some things. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a very direct person. That's why I think me and Storm get along. That's why me and Storm, even though we're doing business together, I think this is why me and Storm get along so personally. Storm don't mince words, and I don't mince words. And sometimes I deliberately say things that are sharp because I don't like repeating myself over and over. I know it may sound crazy because I do believe repetition is the mother of learning when I'm trying to speak to a mass. But if I'm having 1v1 conversations with you and it's not sinking in because if you're just ignoring me, then sometimes I might say things a little bit sharply because I want it to stick. That is something. Look, I know that's something part of my personality. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mean anything by it because people say sharp stuff to me all the time and I can deal with it. Some people can't. But at the same time, regardless, if we are at the height of our agreement or we're at the floor of our agreement, I just, it would be best if we would all support each other and whatever we do. And I'm letting you know right now, that's just not an element here. Nothing against anybody's individual content. I love their content. I love everybody's content, and I will continue to support it. But for those of you that are content creators in this, you got to understand that's just their personality. And number two, you can't just blame everything on everybody else. You got to reflect on yourself and see what you do. Am I up to keister? Am I being cordial? Am I being an attractive business partner? That's all I'm saying. Says, I bet it is sorry that I'm late and I'm at work trying to listen at the same time. I got you. I got you. I understand. And your mama knows. Stadia Crumpet says, hey, MM2K, this is a great monologue. Much needed right now. Oh, this was at the beginning. Yeah. But that's my thing, y'all. Dark Bite Prime says, I love Stadia right now. Secure got me hooked. I just woke up like 8 p.m., got me up all hours of the morning. The homie Torres. What's up, Torres? He says, I stopped playing but need to catch up. Add me if you want to play. That's right, the homie Torres. But yeah, man, that's... Zajic says, I get super annoyed when the community is reprimanded as a whole. Yes. Yes, Zajic. This is what I'm talking about. And I know my message ain't going to resonate with everybody. So people are going to feel a certain way, and it is what it is. I'm just telling y'all the truth from what I've experienced the last 3 years. Since I get super annoyed when the community is reprimanded as a whole. If you have an issue, you should bring it up with that specific person. Nothing is gained and grouping everyone together. Absolutely, I wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree. We need to stop that. The community is just acting like a community. We may have some one-off situations where somebody might get really out of pocket or whatever, but as a whole, the community, they voice their displeasure with people saying things that is not embroidered in facts. That's what a community does. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all are this sensitive when we're just dealing with us, you are not ready. When the platform is ready to compete against Xbox and PlayStation, y'all just ain't ready. Y'all might as well just delete your accounts right now. All of them. All of them. But Zajic hit it right on the nose. Tired of reprimanding the community. We are not, the community is not split. Some people feel a certain way about the product. They're about to roll, or they're pessimistic. Other people feel another way about the product. But regardless of how you feel, whether you're positive or pessimistic, if you don't have facts backing up the stuff that you want to say, you're going to get called out. That's anywhere. You can leave this community. You think it's going to be better with the Xbox community? You can leave this community and go with the Xbox. It's going to get even worse. You can leave the Xbox community, go with the PlayStation. It's going to get even worse. Stop putting this on the community. Stadia Pro Gaming said 1,000. Ape Glitch says video game beef is DLC to all video games. Yeah, man. He says, I'm one of those people. Which one of those people is that? Yeah, man. But that's my thing, y'all. Dark Bite Prime says, best community, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and guy drops deers and skins in my camp and walking. You don't get that on PlayStation 4. I have PlayStation 4 Switch Stadia to my main. Absolutely. Abe Glitch says, mass punishment works in some situations. Ray Sherrod, definitely. Now, Ray Sherrod is somebody that, and I'm going to say, he's underappreciated. And I got to slap myself in the hand because there'll be some times I got to say, because I be busy. It don't be nothing intentional, but I do be busy. And I be like, oh, shoot. Ray dropped some videos and I meant to tweet them, but I was doing something with my wife, whatever. Let me hurry up here and go retweet these for Ray. Ray says, I try to spread love and support for my brothers. And when he say his brothers, he means all of us in the Stadia community. At the core, what Ray does, which is wonderful, but at the core, this is what the crumb side does for each other. Yo, retweet. All they got to say in our DM is retweet this, and everybody's retweeting it. They could just be arguing, you bum, you doing this, you stupid bum. Oh, retweet this. All right, I got you. But yeah, you bum. We gotta be on our little fancy corners and stuff like that, man. That's the so again, content creators. You got an issue with it, deal with it with other content creators. Don't bring this to the community. Community's cool. Community's doing its thing. Whether your concerns are starting to grow, but you're still enthusiastic about the platform, or whether you're just overall enthusiastic with little concerns. If somebody says something out of pocket without the facts supporting it, and you checked them, then you checked them. That's the way a community works. They want representation of their platform. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, accountability and representation are equally as important. The homie, Project Storm in the house. He got the zip mouth. So does Eddie. That's all I'm saying is that I just can't I just can't let it fly with the content creators getting off the hook and trying to blame the community. When I say community, I mean y'all listening, y'all that just chime in, y'all that be chiming in the chat, whatever the case may be. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all just making sure that all the I's is dotted and the T's is crossed. This issue here, again, is with us, the content creators. All right, we got a little bit of time left. I don't want to spend forever on this. I said my piece. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm not checking for responses. I could care less. Not saying that y'all shouldn't listen to them. Y'all go listen to whoever y'all want to listen to. This is not me telling y'all what y'all viewing choices should be. I'm just saying I totally at my core disagree with this thing about the community. Now, and I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? We're on the bigger and better things. We're trying to elevate. I love this platform. There's too many games to play for me to be opinion watching. If something is totally out of pocket and is potentially going to have too much effect, again, like the whole Ubisoft Plus thing, I'm going to call out the discussion piece, not the person. And then move on from there. But as far as this community thing is concerned, until I see something like Stadia's like, all right, Stadia Pro is going to be $34.99 a month. Y'all only getting one game until we see something catastrophic happen and the community's in a disarray. This is my stance on the community. Y'all are fine. It's us content creators that got to figure this out. And hopefully we will one of these days. So, the next subject matter that we got is, let's see here. What did I have here? Family sharing. Yep. Let's talk about family sharing, y'all. Family sharing is a little bit bigger. Well, maybe not a little bit bigger. Project Storm in the house. Hold on. Oh, my grandma taught me if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I'm disappointed from different angles, and I want to throw the F up. Stadia Pro Gamer says Ray's flying skills is something to behold. I didn't see that video yet. I need this type of speech, though. If not, I go off the rails. All right, family share, y'all. Oh, excuse me. Woo, excuse the pig. It's kind of a big deal, y'all. Who has gone to their family? I mean, who's gone to their friends list and seen it like quadruple? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like a jolting activity that Stadia kind of needed. So I'm like, yo, This is crazy. This is the thing that they needed. So it came at the right time, right before the holiday season. A lot of people are experiencing games. A lot of people are being put in these families. You know what I'm saying? They're trying things out. It was a godsend for my son. So y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think about the family share, you know. And as a follow up to our SML on Saturday, you know, we had the homie Tom Warren. I went out there and said some crazy stuff too. He said something. He said, like, there's 100 people on Stadia right after this explosion due to family share. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about family share, man. Is it a big deal in your family, in your situation? Are you exposing more? Here's what I suggest that you do. Even if you normally don't have a family that you want to share with, if you got friends that you know Stadia would benefit, but they're just following the idiot herd, or maybe they don't know about it, I highly advise that you add them to your family. Let them play. Just lock it down the way that you need to lock down. Like, you know, I don't want to share this game or whatever the case may be, or they can't make no purchases on my behalf. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would do. Do that, and y'all can help it even more, because that's what we need. Now, even though the family sharing aspect of it is a little disappointing with the fact that only one person can play a game at a time. If our family share a game like this, Far Cry 5, and people have so much fun with it, and I'm like, yo, bro, did you know that we can play this game together? And y'all, and you're like, well, we can't. Yeah, this is Far Cry 5. It's co-op. And you be like, oh, okay, but we can't share it together, and we can't play off the one key. You're gonna have to buy a key. Oh, okay, word. I'll buy a key. How much is it? $17.99. What? Or $11.99? Oh, okay, word. See, that'll spawn situations like that, where if somebody play it and they try it and they like it, they'll be more likely to say, okay, well, let me buy it so we both can play it. So even though it's a disappointing proposal because it's not exactly like Xbox and PlayStation, I think it's one that still could be beneficial to Stadia, and one that could be beneficial to us as a community, to help us get more players on the system. Because once people get things in their hands and they try it, and then that skepticism goes away, they're more likely than not to want to, you know, make purchases on the platform. So again, let us know what you think in the chat, man. How big of a deal is what's it called to you? Rachel Ross said, my wings are here. And tomorrow, yeah, we're gonna get to this, brother. Now you'll be excited for this part. Xbox One Series X comes out. Join a real community. You got this. Shut your behind up. Stadia is feeling more like Humble Bundle than it is fear of getting more expensive. That is true. Ape Glitch says 4K Store should be added to the Project Storm's brand, and 8K to be ahead of it. Absolutely. That's a look. I done told this brother that. I done told him that. I'm glad somebody else says it, he'll listen to it. Red Raven says, also, I tried Power Rangers for the GERD last night on Stadia and won an online max. So yeah, the servers are awesome. Eddie Player One says, I agree with that. He says, Manor is here. Uh-oh. Oh, yuck. My homie Chuck says, what's MM talking about? What's happening in the community? No, Chuck, what I addressed earlier is the fact that, again, really, no, you really paraphrased the whole thesis of my statement that went on well over than it should have. But there's just this thing right now that the community is this and the community got a problem. Y'all are fine. Chucks, I think y'all are fine. I love y'all. I think y'all doing what y'all need to do, regardless of where you come down on your opinions of the platform. It's just, generally speaking, we got to be mindful that a community is usually more enthusiastic than they are pessimistic. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are showing that's the way to go. Prime example, my homie Eddie Player One just crossed 1,000 subscribers. Eddie, even though he has his issues, some I agree with, some I may not, he's overt. He's more enthusiastic, positive about the platform than he is pessimistic. Also, Eddie does an excellent job dotting his I's and crossing his T's. He has a segment, I forgot the name of the segment, Eddie, where he chin checks people online. So that's part of his DNA, where he crosses his I's and dots his T's. Dots his I's and crosses his T's. And because where he comes from is based in facts, because he is more enthusiastic and optimistic about the platform than he is pessimistic, and even though he still has issues, that's the secret sauce, I feel, to Eddie's success. And he has a killer intro too. I love it. The best intro in the goddamn world. But that's the secret. And the reason why it's the secret sauce to his success is because what Eddie does is Eddie emulates more of this, where the majority of the Stadia community is right now. Period. Eddie emulates where the majority of the Stadia community is right now. Hence why he's had the success that he's had. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with the community. It's just that there's something going on with us content creators, and I went into a whole spill about that, but we had to put that out there on the table because I'm honestly sick and tired of us blaming y'all, the community, for our misgivings. It's time we take a look in the mirror and be honest with ourselves. But as far as y'all just doing what a community does, and I'm fine with that. Zero Games for me says, I've noticed more people on my, absolutely, that is crazy. It's crazy. 8 glitch, that's awesome. Family sharing has been amazing. Oops, he says, oops, family sharing turned me into a Stadia local administrator. Hey, yo, you ain't never lied, bro. I was hooked up my brother and some other people, man. Red Raven says we need Lego games on Stadia. Hey, look, man, that might be. Hey, look, that might be some successful for the platform. Louise says Eddie Player One, PlayStation, and Xbox still give you hope of a refund. Nintendo doesn't even do that. And Stadia Pro Gaming says Eddie is genuine. Period. I wholeheartedly agree with. That's my homie. Him and Storm. Having them on SSC podcast, having Storm 2 on SML, having Storm as part of the PNTS network altogether. That's a great experience. And that's just what you got to do. Like, even where the community may fall short in some areas, and I'm not saying, look, but again, y'all see who I rock with. I'm on TSI. Me, Eddie, Chase, Meg, 6'4", Brian. And you know what I do, and with Storm and Eddie Player One is on SSC. The community's bigger than that, and then again, shout out to shout out to Stadia Source for having me on the roundtable a few times. Community's bigger than that. And we've sent invitations just about to everybody to come on SSC. There are some people that we miss. There are some people we definitely miss. But we you know. So it is what it is. I'm not saying that to say, ooh, y'all, you see the people that, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Me and Clive have tried to work together. It's just our schedules are way off. Shout out to Clive, my spiritual advisor. You know what I'm saying? And Clive has come on a couple months ago when he could. You know, shout out to him. But I don't complain about it. I just said, hey, look, I gotta make do with what I got and work the hell out of it. And that's what we got to do in order for you. And people got to want to work with you too. Sometimes you got to be impressionable. That's business rule number 1. Impressionable. Perception is 9/10 of the law. You got to be impressionable. And if your thought process is, well, I just got to keep it real. All right. And if your version of keeping it real is keeping it real, yucky and unimpressionable, then you're not going to have people work with you. So you can't complain about it. He says, I asked before to you, stated Dosage, news about refund on other platforms. Oh yeah, we ain't got, you can't refund nowhere else. Is that what you say, Eddie? You can't, especially Nintendo, you can't refund nowhere. Oh, no. I'm lying. You can refund on Steam. You can refund on Xbox. PlayStation, from what I understand, is very hard. Very hard to get a refund. I'm lying. I think Nintendo and PlayStation are the hard places to get a refund. Christopher Torres says, what are you talking about? Laugh out loud. Your intro is so good with the song. They thought they was pushing my luck. I'm sorry. Love it, man. I like your intro as well. No, Eddie got the best intro. I love, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I handpicked that intro. I'm proud of it, but no, Eddie got the best intro. Every time I hear it, I'm hollering. Eddie got the best intro. Oh, Eddie was asking if I could on Xbox. Yeah, you can. PlayStation is hard though, bro. PlayStation is hard getting a refund from, but you can get one on Xbox. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Eddie. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been about a year. I've hardly touched my Xbox, so it's been about almost a good year that I've really played my Xbox all like that. I completely gave it up like in March. As soon as Division 2 hit, when Division 2 hit Stadia, it was a wrap. Shout out to the homie Dr. Spaceman in the house. But yeah, it's just a matter of reaching out to people as far as content creation is concerned and, working it out. Hopefully we'll get better at it. But you got to do your part too. You got to be impressionable. You got to work with people. People got to feel comfortable around you. Because I've been seeing a lot of comments like, oh, the community does this and the community does that. But if they see you doing stuff that makes them feel uncomfortable, then you can't complain. Like if what I said today, if that makes a lot of people uncomfortable and they're like, yeah, Moss, I can't, this, that, then that's I gotta own that. But I stand firm by my word. So I'll be like, okay, well, I mean, I dig where you coming from. There's more options out there. But that's all. I wish I had time to make some content. I feel like there's so much Stadia stuff that people, Zajic, I wish you could make content too. Zajic, you'd be a fantastic content creator, man. You'd be a hell of a content creator. And again, sometimes you got to make sacrifices and I've told many of people this, I'll help however I can. I'll help however I can. But the thing is that when I help, you got to be serious about this. Now, there's a couple types of help that I can do, or really anybody can do. I can give you advice, or we can specifically work on content. Now, if I'm giving you advice, and based on my experience, and I know what works, and you're not following it, I got a very full slate. I want to help you with the content. You ain't got to give me nothing. I want to help you with the content. But again, is that feasible if you can't even listen to the advice? Because I know what works because it was shown to me. And you got to be teachable too. That's another thing that a lot of people are having difficulty with. You got to be teachable. I'm teachable. I had one set of theories in this community. I was taught even by 6'4". When 6'4" was like, look, man, this is what I've been trying to tell y'all. Boom, 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 boom. That was a teachable moment for me. And I changed my perspective in a lot of core ways. And I realized, okay, let me slow it down on my expectations of this platform because this platform is trying to do something. Not because I'm trying to keep light on the platform, but the platform is doing something completely different. So I don't want to keep landing on this side of the map, talking about the platform should do this when they're completely going on another side of the map. I want to accurately judge them on the trajectory that they're trying to move through. You got to be teachable. Dr. Spaceman says, I don't know if you guys already talked about it, but man, that Disney Plus Xbox thing was overhyped. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's start closing out with this. So the old Xbox, I mean, what are y'all getting though? What are y'all getting? I want to know, what are y'all doing for next generation? I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm going to make an official announcement Wednesday. I might make it. I'll tell you what. Join us for the commission. Let me put this in the chat. Join the commission. We air it every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on my MM2K channel. See if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Because I'm like 85% sure now what I'm going to do. I was doing some research. I'm going to put it to y'all like this. And sub to MM2K channel for my next gen reveal this Friday. Okay, so we do a show called The Commission. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday on that channel that I just sent to y'all. On that show, I'm going to reveal what my next gen platforms are going to be next to Stadia. There's going to be pretty much one other, at least right now. I'm going to tell you where my head is at. I've been talking to the homie Storm. Storm got me super excited about these AMD cards. So I've been researching these AMD cards. Then I looked at my motherboard just to make sure that my motherboard was compliant. Then I was like, okay, cool. Then I went and looked at NVIDIA and seeing what the possible availabilities were going to be with NVIDIA. And then I looked at my PlayStation 5 and said, man, well, here I see all this stuff about play. So where my head is at is I'm either going to be rocking with Stadia and PC or Stadia and PlayStation 5. And the only way I can rock out on PC is if I sell my PlayStation 5. So y'all are going to know this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Watch, I will reveal what I'm going to do. If I'm going to rock out with PC and Stadia or PlayStation 5 and Stadia, with Stadia being my main, what's it called? But what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing for this generation? Dosage says, love the Commission, great show. Yeah, oh yeah, let me talk about a little bit. Commission stars me, Storm, the homegirls, Snow Bunny and Trawny. We all got lineage in this gaming community, or just in gaming all together. We all know our stuff is a great show, great dynamic. You get a lot of expertise, no console war stuff. You know what I'm saying? Commission rules, you know what I mean? So definitely check it out. It's a great show, definitely. Oh, other than that, more and more Stadia. We go next gen, play date handheld. You'll go hell. He says you can do much more gaming on a good PC helps with exactly. Yeah, that's reason. That's one of the reasons why the PC is really on my mind, because my 2070 card that I have here is faulty. The NVENC encoder for Streamlabs or just period is faulty. So the performance be lagging. It's all right if I play something natively. It looks great. But if I try to stream it, that's where it becomes a problem. And I do need to replace this card. So that's playing heavy on my decision. Mules Plus says, depends on availability, but I'm primarily interested in the 6800 XT. When is that 6800 XT supposed to be coming out? One of the things I've been watching. Says, you don't need much time, Dr. Spaceman says, Zogic. I just started recording videos, short videos, talking to the game. Here's what I did, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all. A program that you're going to want to pick up, it's called Vlogit, VLOGIT. Shout out to the homie Dirk Griggity because he put me down with this program. So what I do is, for those of you that are part of the PNTS Network Patreon, and unfortunately we didn't have any content today, but we will have content tomorrow. y'all know that I do this series called Lyrics to Go. With Lyrics to Go, I go on a walk every day, go get my coffee, and I chat it up on the latest gaming news. And I use that program to do it. You know, so Dosage, you can start with that. You know, just in the mornings, you know, walking around the house, doing your thing. Just and people love it, man. We got so many Patreon subscribers because of me doing that. It's unbelievable. Thank y'all so much for the support. Love you guys. That's why I said there ain't no problem with you. I got no problem with y'all. It's just it's us, the content creators, me included. But Zajic, y'all can start out vlog it. Y'all all give it a try. Try it out. You know, and once you're done recording, you just make sure you save it and then you upload it. You can upload. I upload it to Google Drive, and then from Google Drive, I upload it to YouTube. Now, if you buy, now that's the free version. I think with the paid version, you can upload directly to YouTube, but I use the free version. But it's Vlogit, Vlogit. Mule Spud says, "Oh, November 18th, the day before Cyber." Yeah, I know, man. I know, and I'm still rocking the avatar. He said, "Just check my Chromecast Sabrina video. That took me around 10 minutes to shoot and got more than 1,000 views." That's what's up, Dr. Space, man. Definitely. But yeah, y'all. But what are y'all rocking with? Now, I will talk about this Xbox thing. See, and this kind of connects to what I was talking about earlier, y'all. It's okay for you to talk about said platform and not be part of the community. When I had my little Huckleberry Finn knapsack on and I was kicked out of the Xbox community, that don't stop me from talking about Xbox. And I don't do it like to tease them. I may tease, oh, shoot. Trying to pour this tea and it's poured all over my floor. I don't do it to tease Xbox. I tease my friends. Again, I got a lot of friends out there, broadband bullies included, that talk stuff on Stadia. So, you know, I'll go out there and post stuff on Xbox. And if you're happy with your purchasing decision, what are you worried about me? You're not, you know, you're not influencing my purchasing decision. So don't worry about the fodder between me and my friend. But sometimes I will do serious videos where I talk about my displeasure with the platform. Now, my transition with Xbox is I came in here red hot on the platform. I've been with Xbox since day one. I wasn't a beta tester, but I was doing the frag parties. I've been playing Xbox than a lot of y'all listening. Well, I've been gaming definitely more than y'all been listening and been alive. And in some cases, been playing Xbox longer than y'all been alive. Well, what I will say this though, and I've actually spent more money on Xbox through the 18 years that I've been playing it. More money on Xbox alone than y'all have spent in your lives in totality. On Xbox and Xbox related content. I'm serious. I used to be part of a publication called the New Age Faction. We were all about trying to get System Link more widespread. We wanted Microsoft. We didn't understand the game. We wanted Microsoft to assert their authority more and get more Stream Connect or System Link on games. We didn't understand platform. Third parties were like, y'all are losing 24 million to 150 million at PlayStation. We can give a damn less about that System Link. So we spent money traveling. Oh man, it was crazy. It was crazy stuff. Building websites, all types of stuff. And let alone not the prizes, the consoles we buy for people, but let alone ourselves. And this was me and my brother's money that we were earning from our jobs. We weren't getting paid for this. Nobody was giving us the money. We were doing this out of our own pocket. Thank goodness we were blessed enough at the time financially to do it. But we had 2 Xboxes. I would go to GameStop every day, except Sunday. Sundays was the only day because I was drunk every Sunday. But I would go to GameStop every day. And before GameStop was EB Games every day and pick up at least 2 or 3 Xbox games every day. Pick them up, try them, trade them in somewhere else. I was, my routine was at lunch doing work. I would trade in games that I had bought previously that I didn't want anymore. Get some cash from that. You know what I'm saying? Or get some credit from that. Downtown, drive out to the mall after work, go pick up a couple of games, bring them home. Me and my brother play them, see what okay, we're going to keep this one. We're going to trade that one. Let's watch. Oh, and I'll be watching the index too. When I say index, it sounds crazy, but yeah, there was like a little sheet that would show you how that I would get from the managers that would show you the price of the trade-in. They would hook me up with one like once a week. I think it was every Thursday. I would go into EB Games. One manager would give it to me. And I would be checking up. Oh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man was a great one. Spider-Man was always a great game to have and trade in. So yeah, we would buy games, trade it in, buy stuff. It was sick. It was sickening. I spent so much money on Xbox. Like I said, I'm not lying. I spent more money on Xbox than a lot of you have spent your entire lives on everything in totality. And I'm not trying to sit there and talk big. I'm just letting you know how much about it we were. I've been like that since for 18 years about the Xbox brand, just buying up stuff, supporting the platform. So I've earned my right to say my piece about the platform. Whether I'm part of the community or not, I earn my right to grovel about the platform. And ain't nobody gonna stop me. Especially anybody that just started gaming 3 minutes ago. You're not gonna stop me. So deal with it and move on. But the thing is that the reality is I'm not part of the community anymore. I can't reasonably say I'm part of the community. I am way more pessimistic of Xbox than I am enthusiastic about it. Even though a large part of that, the majority of my time I spent on Xbox. The community, when you have a social media community, this is what I think a lot of people don't realize. When you have a social media community, that community is looking for a level of enthusiasm, not pessimism. They're looking for enthusiasm. So of course, regardless of how much time I spend on the platform, if I'm not enthusiastic about it, the community, which is you, is going to be like, get the hell out of here. And they threw me out. And rightfully so. So a lot of the things that I say about Xbox is due to me not liking the new moves that they're making. And I don't like the fact that they're focused on this, we got Disney Plus for 7 days and we're going to add anime, this and that. Where's the damn games? Like, where's the games? Xbox used to always be about them games, them nuanced Western developed experiences you couldn't get anywhere else unless you had a triple fat PC. And not about that anymore. They just want to give you a whole bunch of, Animaniacs or whatever the hell they be into now, man. I can't dig it. But I've earned my right to say my piece about them. So yes, Dr. Spaceman, that whole thing with Disney Plus, it just shows you the direction that they're in. That's their big announcement. Like, where's the games? I want to see the games. I want to know at launch. What am I getting at launch? The Falconer? I'm getting the Falconer and Gears Tactics. That's not the Xbox that I grew up with. Since you were an Xbox? Yeah, I was an Xbox. Bro. Oh, bro, I came in hot. Porter Rock. Look it up. MM2K versus Porter Rock. As far as I'm concerned, Porter Rock is the PlayStation pony of the community. I came in this community hot. Me and Porter Rock went at it. Then Z said, hey, yo, it's time for y'all to debate. I said, oh, no. I said, no, Porter Rock too quick on his feet, bro. I said, no, you ain't gonna take me out like that. Come on, Moss, come on. Oh, no, I ain't slow. I said, I can sit here and do my tweets, do my videos, That's my playing field. Oh, you try to get me on the debate? No. But yeah, look it up. MM2K versus Porter Rock. I was a serious X-bot. I was. J-Dub, all of them, man. I used to go at all of them. All of them. I've earned my right. But I'm not part of the community. That's all. So just because you're not part of the community, I'm not saying, oh, you can't talk about Stadia or whatever. Just understand that I guess the prestige, some people may feel it is being part of the Stadia community, even though you're not enthusiastic about it anymore. I don't get that. There is no prestige. If anything, it makes things look questionable. Be honest about it. If you're not enthusiastic about the platform, if I can go to your threads and see 90% negative and then the 10% of positive, is like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, this is something positive. Yes, Stadia starts with an S. This is positive. You know what I'm saying? If you're like that, come on, the proof is in the pudding. Say, just testing you and Numar. Says I'm all for consoles now against cloud gaming. And Luis says, it's time to let the old ways die, Andy Moore. Yeah, Andy Moore's gonna get he gonna change. He gonna change. The homie Charles Rand says, I'll tell you what. I told Bunny and Storm, I'm gonna rock with Stadia and upgrade my Switch to the Pro if it comes out. Absolutely. That's definitely not a bad choice. He says, I'm not getting an Xbox or a PlayStation 5. If Switch Pro doesn't come, probably get a Quest 2. Gotcha. That's dope. That is dope. Not getting a console yet because I'm looking into a Chromebook. Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. Mioy says, in theory, Cyberpunk 2077 is ready to release right now. If the console version doesn't show much progress to the investors, they could very decide to order the team to release whatever version works. Shout out to Eddie Player One. He said, got to go see y'all. And you know what? I got to do the same. And Eddie Player One gives you a link to vlog it. Yes, definitely check it out. Excellent. But with that said, y'all, again, I wasn't trying to be mean. My goal wasn't trying to be controversial. We just had to put it out there, man. And I just had to let y'all know my position. Number one, I feel there's nothing wrong with y'all. Y'all are fine. Y'all are fine. I love y'all. Y'all are fine, man. Y'all doing what the community does. The problem is with us content creators. I do see egos. I do see I see egos and sensitivity. You need a man with sensitivity. A man like me. I see a lot of that out here. I see a lot of Ralph Tresvant. I see a lot of ego filled Ralph Tresvants, man. And I'm sorry. I love the content creators too, but the thing that did at first, it hurt me. But then it just makes me shake my head is that these mugs, if they consider, man, shut your dumb behind up, man. You dummy sitting there picking up that console. And yo, latest news off the wire. Oh, where I'm chopping my video. I'll be back, y'all. If they can do that and we can't do it here, that's a reflection on us. It's not a reflection on y'all, the community. It's a reflection on the content creators. And again, if you're a content creator that has a problem with that dynamic, make sure you've checked yourself. Check yourself. Or is your business acumen up to par? Are you relatable? Do people feel comfortable working with you? If not, before you go talking about what anybody else is doing, you got to work on yourself. Because nothing came easy for me either. I was just getting 2, 3, 7 videos for a while. People were laughing at me. They was like, Mars, you going backwards, bro. And I just kept plugging away at it until I struck pay dirt and just kept working at it. Sometimes it's work. But you can't get mad at other people for your short givings. I didn't get mad at other people for my short givings. I just wasn't creating enough buzz. And I had to go back to the drawing board until I finally got it. Now I got it. Thanks to y'all. And thank y'all for even giving me the time of day. Because y'all don't have to listen to me. Y'all don't. That's why I appreciate y'all. I'm not blaming y'all for our misgivings. It's just where I stand on this. With that said, officially 2 hours into this thing. I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day, man. Check out the great content that's going to be out here. And that's it. Peace.